If you ever thought about going on a fitness journey, let this be the video to tell you to start. It would behoove of you to start your fitness journey. I didn't say become a bodybuilder. I didn't say become a power lifter. I didn't say I didn't say anything of the nature. I said it behoove of you to work on your body. When you're doing that, I promise you, there's so many benefits mentally for your mental health sake that come along with just working on your body, just choosing to do the necessary things in order to have the necessary results to feel better. Like, I want to expand upon this on your mental health. When you're dealing with narcissistic abuse, like a lot of times you let your health go to you let your health go. You feel what I'm saying? You gaining weight, the stress weight. I done been there, you know what I mean? Stressed out, gaining weight, eating nonsense, door dashing, all kind of stuff. Just consuming so much calories so often for no reason, eating out of boredom, eating out of, anxiety. You feel what I'm saying? When I started my journey, I was in a place that my mindset was just not, I was just not right. You feel what I'm saying? And I knew I needed to get my body right. So I got into fitness. One thing that I started to notice is that I had to pay attention to what I was doing. I couldn't be in another place lifting weights. You know what I mean? You might hurt yourself. You got to focus on what's happening. You feel what I mean? And then going to the store, buying the necessary foods in order to see results. I have to pay attention. I have to focus. You feel what I'm saying? I had started counting my macros, and I got to count my macros and meal prep. Like, when I started to pay attention to these details of about myself, for myself, when I started to, like, really put that energy that I never put into myself, dealing with narcissistic people in my past, like, when I put that energy to myself and I started to see results, that's when I was like, wow, okay, so I need to put this energy into things to build something in order to get some type of ROI back. Because when you're working on your fitness, like, whatever you put in, you get out. It's one of the few things in this world that you actually own is your body. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever you putting into it is what you get out. It's a direct correlation to what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? And I say all this to say that my mind transformed into what it was to pay attention to what matters, and don't pay attention to the things that don't matter. What doesn't matter is what happened in the past with the narcissist. You feel what I'm saying? What doesn't matter is the countless nights of ruminating, trying to find answers. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of that shit don't matter. What matters is I want to see myself in a better body. I want to feel better about myself. I want to eat clean foods. That kind of stuff matter. My cardio matter. You feel what I'm saying? Lifting weight, it matters to me because it's put me in a mental state where I'm clear. A lot of those times going to the gym, starting off of my journey, was I'm going there to, revenge body. like most of us is going there straight revenge body. I'm gonna just keep it a stack with you. But like but for real, like, it transformed into just this uplifting of myself, man, believing in myself. I didn't believe in myself when I was dealing with narcissistic people like that. When I was around it 24/7 as much as I used to. I didn't believe in myself. I would always downplay myself. I know a lot of times we all downplay ourselves, around those people. We don't want to offend nobody. So we don't talk as much. Things of that nature that may come and have you in order to fit in, with the narcissists, they flying monkeys. But your mindset changes rapidly. Every workout session, every weekly progress, monthly progress, yearly progress, like, just being at it and focused on something and seeing some kind of outcome and seeing effort given back to me. You feel what I'm saying? And for a lot of people, that's how a lot of people get addicted to the whole fitness thing, because you understand it gives something back to you. You know, a lot of people, whether they know it or not, when they do come in here and they are getting results, you know, coming out of relationships and stuff like that, it may be narcissistic, may have not, I don't know, you know, but for the most part, people come out, people going in there because they want to feel better. You feel what I'm saying? I like being around people because we all coming in here in the gym to feel better, to think better. You feel what I'm saying? Building that consistency of being disciplined to think a certain way, you know, and that's what, like, it start clicking. I don't have to worry about none of these situations anymore that the new supply has to worry about, that your narcissist new supply has to worry about. You see what I'm saying? Don't have to worry about none of these situations anymore. It's a place of clarity for you to breathe and think and choose and not be distracted. You know what I mean? Your self-worth, you build your self-worth. I'm not saying the gym is the end all be all, but I am kind of saying it is the end all be all low, because it's not about looking crazy. It's about you building, you working on yourself. That's what it's about. That's what I really want to say. It's about you working on yourself. You working on your body. You transform your mind, man, doing that. And at first, for a while, I thought I was going crazy because I was like, wait a minute, I'm thinking different. I'm not usually worried about, because you're focused on what else you build if you're building this. You know, most people in fitness, when they build, you know, their health up, when they build their fitness up, they try to look elsewhere where they can build other things. You know what I'm saying? Your brain actively starts to understand, well, if you can do this, then you can do that. You know, you start to get different paradigm shifts. Like I always say, you change your paradigms, and you have to, I almost want to say, give it pressure. Give yourself pressure to change. That's why I say all this pain that you go through dealing with the narcissist, that's the pain to turn on the engine for you to change. Unleash. You feel me? Like, turn on the engine and change. That you need that pain threshold in order to push you somewhere, in order to get you into the direction that you've been avoiding, which is yourself. Avoiding yourself for so long because you sat in a paradigm, you sat in the habit of that what I'm doing, it doesn't matter. What matters is whoever else that has gotten me into these trauma bonds, and, you know, worrying about things that does not pertain to you. Trying to find solutions for stuff that has nothing to do with you. You feel what I'm saying? Being distracted, time, giving up, not knowing, living on autopilot. You feel what I'm saying? Change the paradigm in your mind. Change the paradigm in your mind with that pain. You have to, because if you just get motivated, yeah, you can be motivated, but motivation doesn't keep you going. It's the discipline that keeps you going. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. I use my pain to put me in the gym so that I can get into the place that I saw myself. You know what I'm saying? So I can feel better about myself, knowing that I've built myself from one version of myself that I would never go back to a new version of myself that I'm proud of. You feel what I'm saying? And every workout would seem like I'm lifting myself out of that fog, out of that dark spot. Every workout in there by myself, getting it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, trying to succeed internally, battling. I forgot the meme I saw where bro was like, he was bumping his head listening to music, said I'm over there fighting demons in the gym. That's funny, man. But for real though, man, in there, like, battling demons, like getting it out of my head, like getting myself in a better headspace, understanding routine, repeat. It's the repetitions that really set your mind on a go, go, go basis. It's the repetitions, because you have to learn the mundane process of working out. It's repetitious. You feel what I'm saying? And that directly correlates to your mind to have to worry about the task after task after task after task. And you just complete as such. You're not thinking about no kind of narcissistic abuse whatsoever. You're not worried about that. And as you do that in every workout session over and over and over and over, your body is working to build a new paradigm. Your mind is working to build a new paradigm. You feel what I'm saying? That new version of you is right there without you even knowing. Because you'll wake up like, dang, I'm not even thinking about this anymore. You're not. For what? And then just to keep it a stack with you on some other stuff, like, I know this is fried, but like, if for those who've met the new supply and all those things, like, I'm just gonna say this right here, right now. Most of the time, they don't do this. They don't do this gym thing. You know what I mean? Maybe they do. Maybe they do, but most of the time they don't. So I just want you to understand, like, when you start to discipline yourself, you start to better yourself and increase that over time, and you get repetitious with it. That same discipline, that same I'm working on myself, building myself, that self worth. That's something the narcissist and the new supplier are definitely not doing. They're not doing that, and I hate to talk like that, but I'm just saying, like, for people to be how they were and how they treated you and shit like that. Like, listen to me. They're not doing that. That's not a thing. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, because you transform your mind. You don't even worry about that anymore, though. But I just want you to understand, they're not doing that. I just want you to understand that. But it's regardless. You want to feel good about you. Transforming your mind is really more simple than really thinking or overthinking, the case may have you. You just got to repeat it. That's the thing. It's the repeat. It's not the motivation. It's not the I'm ready. It's the repeat. Repeat it over and over and over and over and over. You feel what I'm saying? I don't have that anxiety, and that's another thing too about fitness. Fitness works on you not having that anxiety anymore. You feel what I'm saying? That depression. Because a lot of this stuff, after you get discarded, you go through a lot of depression, for sure, a whole lot. Sometimes so sunken you can't even pull yourself out of it. But that's why I'm saying I use fitness to pull myself out of a very low sunken place. Straight up, you gotta get your mind to pay attention on something positive. So why not put your mind on the ideal that I can get into a better body? Put your mind on that kind of idea and focus on it. You don't have to look like, the greatest person, the greatest body. You don't have to look like that. I'm just saying, for your mental health's sake, your mind is going to, I promise you, you're going to give your mind so much power to process, move things out of your mind that's free in space, mental real estate, freeing that up to pay attention to the things that actually matter, that actually give you ROI, to actually think about yourself, think about your goals, think about your future, think about what you're working towards without being distracted. All those things come with the work you do on this. And one way that you can do this and get there faster is working on your body. I'm telling you, you just need to be focused and just need to be repetitious about it. The consistency, staying with it. You're not gonna always feel motivated all the single time. I don't feel motivated all the single time, but I still do it often enough to stay with it, to keep this as a discipline for myself, so that I can understand what consistency is and keep consistently working on myself and my mind through my narcissistic abuse recovery journey. And that's what I always emphasize in these videos when I'm saying this stuff. It's frameworks for you to use for you to get through this stuff faster. Put yourself in a place where that paradigm has shifted about how you think about yourself, about what everybody else has said about you for so long. You feel what I'm saying? What everybody else has said about you for so long. And change and become the authentic you by associating yourself with good paradigm shifts, better habits, discipline. Your brain, you can only know what you know, and knowing that you're working on yourself, having that awareness, because I'm saying this now too, with this superpower of becoming aware after being narcissistic abused, you become aware of your time. Now you know how much time it takes to put into something like this. Now you know what that time looks like to put into your fitness and how long it's going to take you to get to where you're going to go. And then you can look back like, oh, I put that time into something that actually built. You feel what I'm saying? That was one of my realizations. I saw, oh, I actually built something. Versus when I look back when dealing with narcissistic relationships where I'm just wasting time. You feel what I'm saying? I actually built something into this. And that's the understanding that I want you to have. You actually built something with your effort. Don't it the rumination will stop the more you go. Straight up. The more you stay on top of yourself to hold yourself accountable, the more that you'll also have just better overall, just higher spirit, man. The higher spirits, loving each day, loving the time, loving the mental clarity that you have from dealing with these situations. You transform your mind, you work on your body, you transform your mind because your mind has something to pay attention to. Your mind has something to focus on. And otherwise you just let your mind just wander off and think about and ruminate and get caught up with the Hoover. Don't need the Hoover, but you're gonna get caught up with the Hoover anyway. Now you texting back and forth, and now you're in a situation that you didn't want to be in. You know what I mean? Because you needed that emotional validation. You don't need that emotional validation. This is how you give it to yourself. You give it to yourself working on your body, getting active, do exercises, walk. I'm a big believer on walking. Walking, it can get you a better body too, using it for weight loss purposes, not for muscle building. But like even when you work on the weights, working on the weights, building your muscle, I'm telling you, you're priming your brain to focus. When you're picking up the weights, you are priming your brain to focus. You're priming your brain to focus on yourself. Every single time you pick up the weight, that's what I said. Every rep felt like I was pulling myself out of that mental darkness that I was stuck in, that I never got answers to a lot of things too. You feel what I'm saying? I was pulling myself out of that. That was my clarity, was to pull myself out and let go. Letting go of what was holding me back. Letting go of was not going to let me progress. Letting go of something that was not going to let me get off into this gym and get what I was seeking to do, which is feel better about myself. You feel what I'm saying? Getting the body that I wanted. I encourage everybody to get the body that they want. You feel me? And I do have my coaching services, and that link is in the description. But for real, like, your mind is what you have after this. You feel what I'm saying? Don't live in the next few years thinking about what it was, why this, can't trust nobody, trust issues, all these things. Work on your body. The more you work on your body, the more repetitions you put into this, the more you will not think about this anymore. This will not be even a phase in your mind. You won't feel any triggers. You feel what I'm saying? Don't let this once in a lifetime thing of having your body, escape you and not make it the healthiest you can possibly do. You feel what I'm saying? You got control of that. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though you may have went through, a situation where you were the victim and of a game that you didn't want to play, but you still got to do the work. You can't avoid the work. You got to hold yourself accountable on that, and the work starts with you focusing on what version of you that you see yourself you can possibly be, and shutting out the noise that everybody else thinks that you are. and what you perceive that people think that you are. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of your recovery on your journey is really your perception and staying consistent with that perception. You know, staying and the best way to get a good confirmation on your perception is getting results. When you go into the gym, when you eating right and you're doing it over a course of time and you see results, you get confirmation on your perception that you are working out right, that you are eating right. You feel what I'm saying? When you sitting here worried about the narcissist and what they're doing over and over and over and over, and they're confirming to you with their actions that they're not about this life and this relationship with you, then there you are. You see what I'm saying? And you get stuck in that paradigm with them. This paradigm over here, you got to be the engine. You got to validate you. You got to make sure that you can focus on you. And the more and more you do this, the more and more the what you've been through with narcissists in your past is just gonna fall off your shoulders straight up. So I hope this message finds you well. I'm Fonzie Murph, and I'm out. Peace.